Hello again, one and all, and welcome to yet another edition of the Cliff Ellis Show. I'm your host, Brandon Dunn, along with Coastal Carolina head coach Cliff Ellis. A very happy, jubilant Cliff Ellis on this championship Sunday. As coach, your Chanticleers, they ran the gamut, and with that, they are now the Big South Conference tournament champions again.
Well, certainly a tribute to our basketball team, the players, for the job that they've done. Two seniors, Warren Gillis and Josh Cameron, who go out in style. But I want to say our whole entire team, what a year that they put into this. They fought extremely hard. Just so proud of them. It's such a good thing for this team, but it's good for our university, good for the community, because we are the Grand Strand. Whether you're from Little River to Georgetown, Myrtle Beach, in between Conway, it is just a great, great time for this area, because the impact that this makes is big, because there's nothing like March Madness. And I just want to say thank you to all the fans that have been a part of this. Say thank you to the team. Thank you for the TV sponsors that have been a part of this. And I want to thank our chamber, Brad Dean, and I want to get him on this show today, but he's done so much work. The Chamber's done so much work to bring this tournament here so that our fans could enjoy this moment and we could do it and share it together. Could we have won it somewhere else? Perhaps, but to be able to share it with our own community, that speaks well for the community, its love for this university, and we've all given back. It's been a great team.
It's been a great tournament, as you just alluded to, Coach, and you knew coming into this one that it could be anybody's ball game, and the way this tournament played out, it literally was anybody's ball game. A couple of bounces here, a couple of bounces there. Clearly they came in your favor, but as you mentioned, you had to go through Asheville, you had to go through Gardner-Webb, and then today you had to go through Winthrop. Well,
Winthrop, if you look back over the last 15 or 20 years, Winthrop they've either won the championship or been in the finals how many of those years, and so they're tournament tested and ready. Last year we were able to get there for the first time in 21 years. I think the fact that we were there a year ago, Winthrop did not have that advantage of that, being able to be the school that has that experience of getting there. So we're coming, we're making a lot of strides. Our program is being elevated, and we're just excited to be a part again of a championship and to represent the Big South Conference and to represent this area and go to the big dance. We certainly, last year, we made a great run against Virginia. They will be a #1 seed, and I think that we'll have respect as we go into it this year.
So as we woke up last Sunday morning, an early game, 12:30 tip here at the HTC Center for this championship coach. And I tell you what, let's get right into the highlights, because there's a lot to talk about here on this championship Sunday as we get things going here. And it was your seniors that really set the tone early on. Josh Cameron coming off and just hitting a couple of big buckets there early on to give you guys an early lead.
Well, he got off to a good start. He went right at their guard, Smith, and he made a couple of big buckets. And Josh is experienced and kind of takes the nerves off with regards to when you hit that first bucket. So that was big, kind of broke the ice a little bit.
Yeah, it was definitely a fast start, something we haven't really seen out of your club. Usually it takes a little, it's like an engine, you know, you start it up and you kind of have to get it going. But you guys started off fast here. A pair of threes from Warren Gillis and Michelle Inanga hitting some buckets there. And all of a sudden, Coach, you're up 8 with 13 to play.
Well, you know that when you get a lead, you're never out of the danger zone, but it certainly gives you a little comfort level. But we know this Winthrop team's not going to go away, just like any other Big South team that we've played this year.
And Josh Cameron continuing to stroke the ball and getting some nice buckets here, and that just kind of kept you guys in the momentum with him kind of finding his groove. And you could tell he was having fun out there today.
Well, he was. I think we wanted our team to enjoy the moment. We wanted them to have fun, work hard and have fun. That was a theme song that we went into today.
But despite the lead, Coach, you knew the team you were playing was going to put everything they could back into the old tank, and they did. They started making some buckets there, and all of a sudden it cut your lead to 3 with some good outside shooting.
Well, they will knock the 3 down. They've got 3 perimeter players that can shoot as well as anybody in the country. So you got to be there. If you're not there, they're going to knock it down, and it's impossible to shut them out.
But you got to give credit to your team, like we've been saying the last couple of days. Give it up to Badu and Elijah Wilson. It just continues his hot streak. He came in here, hit a couple of quick buckets, and just like that, Coach, you're back up by 5, and you got a little cushion there because those 2 men.
Well, they're making big plays, but at the same time, Winthrop's pretty much answering the bell, but we're playing good enough defense. But as we go down the stretch of the first half, our transition broke down. We sent them to the line too much, and then we put them in a position where Josh hit a big three to go up three, and then you're going to see it in the highlights. They bank a three in at halftime, and it's kind of crazy.
It was that. But you got to talk about Warren Gillis. He hits a couple of jumpers here to coach to give you guys a 5-point lead. But it wasn't just his play on the offensive side. He was very instrumental on his defensive side as well, not just today, but the entire tournament.
Absolutely. He pretty much, with a wing player that has any size, he pretty much had that job every time we go out. He had Keon Moore today, and he had a tough task, and he did a great job.
Coming down the home stretch right before the break, you called the timeout, you set a good play up, it worked to perfection, you hit Josh Cameron in the corner, he nails a big three, but Winthrop hits one at the buzzer, and that kind of took off the three that you guys had, and all of a sudden, Coach, we're knotted up at 38 at the break.
But we go in at halftime, we say, okay, we're right where we started. We got the tip, we're going to get the ball with the change of possession area. It's going to be our ball. It's 20 minutes of basketball. We've worked too hard. Just stay in the moment. Focus on your defense. Be patient with the offense. Let the offense come.
You came out in the second half. You sat down with your senior guard, Warren Gillis, on the bench and was kind of giving him some instructions. Clearly, whatever you told him worked out because he came out in the second half and hit a big bucket to break that tie.
That was the Warren Gillis that we all know, the senior guard. I mean, what a career he's had, and what a way to finish. This second half was his half. He was not going to be denied.
And it was your seniors. It was Warren. It was Cameron. Cameron came in, hit another big bucket. You could tell that those guys were playing their final game here at the HTC Center, wanting to guide this club back to the big dance.
There's no question that their leadership was big, and everybody was moving forward. Badu's hitting some big shots. Elijah hit some big shots. Siobhan playing defense, making shots. Marcus and Tristan on the glass doing some great things. Just a great team effort and a great team win.
You talk about Badu. He hit a big three here, Coach. And then on the defensive side, he gets a big swat. So playing both sides of the ball, you get to see Badu and what he was able to do and capable of doing.
Well, he did a great job, and I'm telling you what, he had a good tournament. You could have given the most valuable player to Warren. You could have given it to Badu. Elijah deserved it, but there was three guys that I'm sure that was a hard vote.
I'm sure there was a hard vote, Coach. And again, you got to give credit to Cameron. He came in and gave yourself a lead here, and then a slew of guys would help you build a 9-point lead with 13 minutes to go and some change, and a little bit of breathing room.
Well, breathing room, but you know they're not going to go away, and we'll eventually get it up into double figures as we go, and that's when you can get some breathing room. You just got to keep them where they're not getting comfortable, maybe press a little bit, and our defense stayed strong.
How big were those two big threes from Badu at that one point? Because that put you over into double digits, and he was feeling it, and he was having a lot of fun out there.
Yeah, but you could tell he's loose. You could tell he was loose. Those were big shots.
It was definitely reminded me of when you do your wing thing to get the fans fired up. I think he was doing that out there as well, Coach. So I think he took some tips from you in your dancing school. Nevertheless, though, Wilson would come on and hit a pair of shots, and then all of a sudden you guys are up 11. And at that point, you could sense that the end was near and that you guys were on the cusp of being the Big South tournament champs.
Clock's not moving fast enough for this old coach. I mean, it's not moving fast enough. So you know that they have weapons. They've got a deep three. We just got to keep staying in the moment, not let possessions get away, and stay smart and play defense. We told our team, offense is fine. Defense is where this game's going to be won.
You talk about the clock not going as fast as you want it to, but with that being said, they were fouling every 5 seconds, it seems like, but you guys were hitting your free throws, something that you preach all the time, and your club came through in the clutch with those free throws.
Well, we did in the heat of the moment. As the game got away, we missed a couple, but in the heat of the moment, we made big free throws, and that's pivotal. You have to do that late stages of games. When
did you feel this game was over? About the minute mark?
You know, it hit me probably somewhere around, I've got to see less than a minute. You got a double-digit lead, and there's 40-something seconds to play. You feel pretty good.
Well, that was it. That would do it, Coach. As you guys would get the win, you stormed the court, so would your crowd. And so would everybody that went along with this victory, as you guys would win the Big South Tournament Championship 81-70 over Winthrop. The second consecutive year, Coach, you've beaten this team to win the championship.
Well, you know, hats off to Winthrop and the year that they had, and we've just been very fortunate to be able to beat them. They've come in here in the regular season, beaten us both years, and we came back and beat them in the tournament. So, you know, if you're going to get them, that's the time to get them.
How special is this run compared to maybe last year's run? I know it's 2 different teams, 2 different coaching staffs, the whole 9 yards, but how does this one compare?
Well, last year was the first time in 21 years that it happened, so it's just a euphoric feeling. This year we were a hunted basketball team. We knew that everybody wanted a piece of us, so I think the satisfaction is knowing that you were a hunted team and you had a lot of players coming back and they still did it, because that is a very difficult thing to do. So hats off. Right now we can take a sigh of relief and be feel very gratified of what's happened. It's a great moment again for this team. It's a great moment for the university, and it's a great moment for the Grand Strand area.
And right now you see Coach and his players holding the championship trophy. When they handed it to you, Coach, all smiles. It's the first time I've seen you smile on the sidelines and after a game in a while, because usually you're pretty intense, even win, lose, or draw.
Well, there's always a next game. There is a next game, but we don't know when it is, so you know that you've done all you can do for the moment. So it is just a great feeling. Very, very happy.
And the celebration was fun. You cut down the nets with your players. You put the net around your head. You had a good time. You posed and stuff. I mean, what a feeling to have that with these guys.
This is March Madness. This is what you play for. When you get to this, there's just not many moments. You don't have this opportunity many times. And I'm so happy for our players because they get to feel it. I'm happy that our seniors get to ride it out. But guys like Siobhan Wiggins, and Marcus Freeman, this was their first time on that ride. You know, to have them feel a part of that, you know, it's a wonderful thing.
We talked to a couple of players after the game to get their thoughts on being conference champs yet again.
We preached the first 5 minutes of each half, and in the first 5 minutes we got a quick 7 points, and then that was basically it for the rest of the game. It got us extra energy, and then we was able to capitalize after that.
We was more prepared, more mentally into it this game, and considering that we did lose to them, and we had that little chip on our shoulder to come out and play, and we were determined not to lose to them again, especially at this stage.
We'll always play as tough as possible. You know, that's why we play, and you know we can match it with anybody. You know, we don't back down from anybody.
The HTC peak performer for the win over Winthrop was Warren Gillis, as he had a fantastic outing. 22 points, 3 boards in 36 minutes of action, but it's not necessarily what you see in the stats, Coach, of what he brought to the table. It was more than that.
Well, I don't know if you got a picture of the hug that we embraced. I mean, that's the type of guy he is. We hugged at the end. It was kind of emotional, brought a little tear to the eye. Just so happy for this guy because he's a leader. Great student, great human being, never had a problem with him. He worked hard on the game, great basketball IQ. When the time comes, hopefully in April, he'll be sorely missed. The last tick of the clock, there won't be a dry eye on this coach's face when he has to let him go. But happy in the way that he's going to be let go. It's kind of like a child that leaves your home. You know, he's graduating, he's got that diploma, you send him off. You're very proud of him, but I'm very proud of Warren, very proud of Josh. We'll miss him.
Coming up next here on the Cliff Ellis Show, Brad Dean, president of the Myrtle Beach Chamber of Commerce, talks about the impact of the Big South Conference Tournament. That's coming up next right here on News Channel 15. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
The Cliff Ellis Show is brought to you by Waccamaw Land and Timber.
As parents, you ensure your child is fed and clothed, but are you doing all you can to make sure they're healthy? Each year, tens of millions of children contract the flu virus. Help your child fight the flu and be a health hero in their life. Health Hero offers school-located vaccinations throughout the Southeast. We help protect your children, family, and community with convenient, safe, and painless options. Administering flu mist nasal spray to participating students. And there are no out-of-pocket expenses regardless of insurance. Become a health hero today.
Southwind Engineering is a fast-growing architecture, engineering, consulting, and construction services organization. The principals at Southwind have a long-standing history of client focus, quality design, and technological innovation. Whether you are building your new dream home or your next major project, call the professionals at Southwind Engineering today to guide you through the process from start to finish.
For more than 60 years, HTC has been delivering worldwide connections from right here in our community. A community our employees are proud to support in every way, from coaching Little League sports to local fundraisers and quarterly blood drives. We sponsor and support the community and our school systems, recognizing greatness along the way. It's a commitment we take seriously, all to strengthen the connections here in our community. HTC, this is life. Connect with it.
At Logan's Roadhouse, we grill up sizzling Southern-inspired flavor using time-honored recipes we've collected and perfected over time. From the inviting aromas of our wood-fired grilled steaks to our delicious from-scratch dishes with seasonings you can see, we know how to bring out food's true flavor. And when you pair our food with an ice-cold beer or our handcrafted Roadhouse tea, you'll understand why Logan's Roadhouse is much more than a restaurant. Come to where steak rules the road. Logan's Roadhouse.
The Cliff Ellis Show is brought to you by Strand Orthopedic.
Welcome back here to the Cliff Ellis Show. We have a special guest, president of the Chamber of Commerce for Myrtle Beach, Brad Dean, joins us now. And Brad, what a fantastic tournament you guys were able to put on here. And it just happened to be that Coastal Carolina won the championship with you guys putting on such a fantastic event.
Well, it really is. It's an honor for our community to host this. First of all, because we get the economic impact this week, brings a lot of people to Coastal Carolina University's campus, and national publicity throughout the week. Today's game was covered nationwide and couldn't have been a better outcome for the Chanticleers.
There's no doubt in that. Talk a little bit about the behind the scenes, what it takes to put together a tournament like this with so many universities involved on and off the court.
Well, it's really a three-way partnership between the Big South Conference, Coastal Carolina University, and the Myrtle Beach Area Chamber. Planning goes into this really starting from the day the tournament finishes right up until the tournament time. And there's a lot of work here on campus, but also the logistics of bringing these teams and the fans in. Our goal is to ensure that everybody here has a great experience off the court, as well as watching some outstanding student athletes compete on the hard court.
How has this tournament gotten better throughout the years that you've been able to host it here?
Well, I think having one single location where everybody convenes on this for both men's and women's tournaments makes a big difference. And you have a lot of activities around there, golf tournaments, activities for the families that are coming in. And of course, everybody's really coming here to root on these teams, and we know that's the fun part, but we want to give people plenty of reasons to come back throughout the year. And the publicity we got today was outstanding, not only during the game, but throughout the breaks and halftime, even before the game, showing those pretty pictures of Myrtle Beach. You know, when it's cold and snowy up north, they're seeing it 75 degrees and sunny down here in the Myrtle Beach area.
Clearly everybody talks about the economic impact, and that's big for any community. But outside of that, as you mentioned, there's so much more that this community gains from having this tournament here.
Oh, absolutely. And listen, Brandon, we've got to get a lot of credit to Coach Ellis for not only coaching well on the court, but raising some fine young men who represent this university nationwide. And Coastal Carolina University will benefit now by the national publicity of being in the NCAA tournament. That's going to bring more students to our university, more visitors to our community. So while the Chanticleers are enjoying great success on the court, they're giving us a publicity gift, and that's a gift that keeps on giving throughout the year.
Where does the Chamber go from here? Where do we see this event going in the future?
Well, we would like to make this the permanent location for the Big South Championship Tournament, and we're going to do everything we can to keep them coming back to the Myrtle Beach area. And of course, right now, all of us need to get behind the Chanticleers and root them on in the big dance. This is going to be another opportunity for our community to shine nationwide and watch the Chanticleers go into the NCAA tournament 2 years in a row.
Well, maybe Coach can come up with some tickets and you can go with them.
Hey, I'll be watching Coach wherever I can, rooting on the Chanticleers, and I hope all the viewers will as well.
Thanks for joining us. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be right back here on the Cliff Ellis Show as Coach will come back and tell us a little bit about what he expects from the next couple of weeks of Chanticleer basketball.
The Cliff Ellis Show is brought to you by Logan Steakhouse.
Waccamaw Land and Timber has been serving the Grand Strand since 1982. The ultimate goal of Waccamaw Land and Timber is the best interest of both the buyer and the seller. If you're looking for a place to relax, hunt, or fish, the professionals at Waccamaw Land and Timber can find you the perfect recreational property. Call 449-0441 to discuss your real estate needs with Waccamaw Land and Timber.
Locals love Creek Rats for lunch. They say it's the fresh salads, fantastic wraps, and seafood baskets. But when you experience those incredible waterfront views, you get that relaxed Creek Rats attitude. Waterfront on the Marsh Walk in Murrells Inlet.
So totally free checking is completely free?
Yes, sir.
Right. Next you'll tell me there's free online banking.
Actually, there is.
Free online bill pay?
Mm-hmm.
No way I can get a free quick card, debit card the instant I open an account.
Check.
Yeah, check. Like free first order of checks?
All included.
And a free gift?
And a free gift.
Come in today and sign up for Crestcom's totally free checking. Stop by any of our convenient locations.
I'm on Candid Camera, right?
Locals love Creek Rats for dinner. They rave about the nightly specials and how much they enjoy the live music. But when you experience that incredible waterfront view, you get that relaxed Creek Rats attitude. Waterfront on the Marsh Walk in Murrells Inlet.
At its heart, above all else, A&I has had a long-standing commitment to the community.
Our driving force is our dedication to the people we serve.
From Myrtle Beach to Florence,
Wilmington to Charleston.
Every job is different, and every community is unique.
No matter what disaster has brought us to you.
It's our commitment that will keep us here. We're proud to be celebrating 40 years of service to the Carolinas.
And we're looking forward to 40 more.
The Cliff Ellis Show is brought to you by HTC.
We're here on Shant's Corner with Uros Neskovic from Montenegro. And, you know, I understand that is such a beautiful country. I mean, I hear that that is beautiful. I haven't seen it, but tell us about your country.
Well, it is beautiful. You're right. It's like a really beautiful country. We have mountains, we have seas. So that means you can ski, you can swim, pretty much do whatever you want.
You do any fishing?
Not really. I prefer skiing and swimming.
Okay. And when you ski, is it snow skiing? Is it water skiing? What kind of skiing?
I do both. I'm adrenaline fan, so I do that. I did like that, parasailing, parachuting, whatever you can think of.
Uros is a guy that we're very proud of. He brings power to our team. He's an inside player, plays the post, and he's done some good things over the year. My biggest memory, and I'll let you share it with others, but I think the Clemson game here, the power game that you had that night, you know, that really set a tone for our basketball team. That, for me, was a highlight as a coach. What's been your highlight being at Coastal as a player? What game stands out to you?
As a player, I agree with you, but the game that's going to stick here forever is the Winthrop game in the final. Like, I know I was injured, and I could not participate. I couldn't help the team, and that's what hurt me the most. If you lost that game, I think that would be the worst memory here. 161 is the best memory not here, but I made in my life.
Going to the NCAA tournament, man, that's a player's dream, and you got 4 years to get that done. One thing that I'm going to say about Uros is he's on track. He's actually ahead of pace to graduate. He actually can graduate this summer. He can take his 15 hours in an internship, and he actually can get his degree in 3 years. That is a tribute to you, to show that you have been committed and dedicated to the classroom. He's always been there. He's a very smart kid. We're very proud of Uros for what he's doing on the basketball court and off the court. Uros Neskovic from Montenegro here on Shant's Corner.
Coming up next, Coach and I will break down the NCAA tournament and talk March Madness. That's coming up next right here on The Cliff Ellis Show.
The Cliff Ellis Show is brought to you by Creek Rats.
Another trial, another battle. Where's your strength? Tenacity. What's your history? Fighting for my clients in court. But what sustains me now is working with three of the finest individuals I've ever known. My family. There's power in family. Power for our clients. Fighting for your rights is my family's business.
Britain Law. Born to fight, bred to win.
It's time to get your fun on at Broadway at the Beach. Specializing in one-of-a-kind shopping, shoppers will find treasures of every kind, from unique gift shops you won't find anywhere else to nationally recognized names. And while shopping, don't forget to refuel at one of more than 20 mouth-watering restaurants and eateries, where you can choose from the all-American hamburger and milkshake to fajitas and sushi. Broadway is also home to spectacular attractions and live entertainment. For more information, visit BroadwayAtTheBeach.com. Broadway at the Beach. Positively awesome.
For more than 60 years, HTC has been delivering worldwide connections from right here in our community. A community our employees are proud to support in every way, from coaching Little League sports to local fundraisers and quarterly blood drives. We sponsor and support the community and our school systems, recognizing greatness along the way. It's a commitment we take seriously, all to strengthen the connections here in our community. HTC, this is life. Connect with it.
Southwind Engineering is a fast-growing architecture, engineering, consulting, and construction services organization. The principals at Southwind have a long-standing history of client focus, quality design, and technological innovation. Whether you are building your new dream home or your next major project, call the professionals at Southwind Engineering today to guide you through the process from start to finish.
The Cliff Ellis Show is brought to you by Burroughs & Chapin.
Welcome back here to the show. It's time to talk March Madness, Part 2. You already won Part 1.
That's right.
We're going to find out where the Chanticleers will be playing and who they'll be playing coming up a little bit later on today. You can come here to the HTC Center at 6 o'clock.
Well, you probably ought to come before, but at 6 o'clock the showing is coming. Come to the HTC Center. Be here early because we've got the tournament preview show, and we find out where the nation, where our team is going to go, and the nation's going to watch us, and we'll all be here. So come out and be a part of it. Let's fill this HTC Center up.
I know it's hard to judge, Coach, on where you would want to go, but you know the NCAA better than anybody. They are very good at keeping teams close to home for the simple fact of travel and everything along those lines. With that being said, would you be shocked if you ended up in Charlotte?
Would not be shocked. Charlotte, Jacksonville, you just don't know. I'm telling you, it's crazy. You just try not to get. Last year ended up in Raleigh. It worked out well for us, played well. We'll just have to see this afternoon. Should be a fun day. It's March Madness. Can't wait.
It is March Madness, and it is, of course, the Cliff Ellis Show. Coach wants to thank everybody that was involved in this one, all the sponsors and everything.
The sponsors have been great. Just thank you so much for supporting us and being with us through this journey. We'll never forget you. Thank you so much.
And on a personal note, I'd like to thank Coach Ellis for making my first Cliff Ellis Show a very delightful experience. It's been fun, Coach. I've enjoyed the ride.
Brandon and I have enjoyed you, and you guys have been great to me, and it's been a great run. And it's not over, baby. Let's go dancing.
It's not over. We are going to go dancing with the Chanticleers, and make sure you watch News Channel 15 throughout the dances. We will be with the Chanticleers all throughout March Madness. Thanks for watching the Cliff Ellis Show. We'll see you next year right here on the Cliff Ellis Show on News Channel 15. Have a good one.
The Cliff Ellis Show is brought to you by the Britton Law Firm.
Strand Orthopedic is a proud supporter of Coastal Carolina athletics. Strand Orthopedic provides the best care from simple sprains to the most complex spinal or sports-related injuries. It is our mission to get patients back to life and back in the game and help them resume normal activities in the safest and shortest amount of time. Get in the game with Strand Orthopedic. At Logan's Roadhouse, we grill up sizzling Southern-inspired flavor using time-honored recipes we've collected and perfected over time. From the inviting aromas of our wood-fired grilled steaks to our delicious from-scratch dishes with seasonings you can see, we know how to bring out food's true flavor. And when you pair our food with an ice-cold beer or our handcrafted Roadhouse tea, you'll understand why Logan's Roadhouse is much more than a restaurant. Come to where steak rules the road. Logan's Roadhouse.
As parents, you ensure your child is fed and clothed, but are you doing all you can to make sure they're healthy? Each year, tens of millions of children contract the flu virus. Help your child fight the flu and be a health hero in their life. Health Hero offers school-located vaccinations throughout the Southeast. We help protect your children, family, and community with convenient, safe, and painless options. Administering flu mist nasal spray to participating students. And there are no out-of-pocket expenses regardless of insurance. Become a Health Hero today.
At its heart, above all else, A&I has had a long-standing commitment to the community.
Our driving force is our dedication to the people we serve.
From Myrtle Beach to Florence,
Wilmington to Charleston.
Every job is different, and every community is unique.
No matter what disaster has brought us to you.
It's our commitment that will keep us here. We're proud to be celebrating 40 years of service to the Carolinas.
And we're looking forward to 40 more.
The Cliff Ellis Show is brought to you by Crestcom Bank.